Loved ones of many of our clients contact us when one of their loved ones have been arrested and they don't know how to get them out of jail. So I'm going to go through what we explain to our clients and their family members about how they can get somebody out of jail. I'm Paul Ganuni, founder and managing attorney at the Teen and Young Adult Defense Firm, and realize that this is kind of a general overview. There may be differences for your specific circumstances. There's three basic ways that you can get somebody out of jail. One is doing a property bond, one is doing a cash bond, and the other is by going through a professional bonding company. And so for a property bond, you will use a piece of real property, like a piece of land or a home or something like that. Each sheriff's office tends to have a slightly different way that they calculate how that equity in that property needs to be determined. Usually it's based on a combination of the tax assessor's value plus any outstanding mortgages on the property as compared to the bond amount. Some jails want it to have double the bond amount. Some jails want it to have a certain amount equal to the bond amount plus an additional dollar amount. So you want to get that information specifically from the jail. That can be a good option for somebody who has equity in their property, doesn't mind having a lien on their property for a period of time while the case is ongoing, and they're not planning on trying to sell their property anytime soon. The downside to that option is that it can take a little bit of time to make sure you have all the right paperwork together. And usually if somebody's going to do that option, we always recommend having a backup plan just so you can get your loved one out of jail as quickly as possible. The next option is a cash bond. With a cash bond, you basically put up the entire dollar amount of the bond in cash with the jail. Cash, money order, something of that nature. Some jails will even accept credit cards, but that's usually more the exception than the norm. And you basically have all of that money tied up for however long the case lasts, not just until the first court date, but until the case is over, which depending on the kind of case in the court can sometimes take years. But once the case is over, you generally get all of that money back with the exception of about a $20 jail fee that you don't get back. The last option is a professional bonding company. And so a professional bonding company will usually charge somewhere between about 10 to 15% of the bond, and they will put up the entire bond amount on your behalf. So they charge you a fee, you pay them the fee, and they put up the rest of the bond on your behalf. Now you don't get any of the money you pay the bonding company back. That's just a fee that they charge you. That's something that they keep by virtue of putting up the entire bond on your behalf. Now the advantages there are it usually takes up less cash to do that, so you can usually get somebody out of jail that way. Some bonding companies also have payment plans, which can be a good option for you as well. And so what we usually tell people to look at in this situation is, do I have enough equity in my property, and am I okay with there being a lien on the property and I'm not planning on selling the property anytime soon? Do I have cash that I am willing to put up and have basically tied up with no access to while this case is ongoing? Or would I rather pay a fee that I don't get any part of back, and then I don't have to worry about putting up the entire amount in the bond? So that's the three options that we go through with how to bond somebody out of jail with our clients. Now there may be more specific factors or other things to look at in your individual case, which is part of what we go through with our clients, but that'll get you started on how to get somebody out of jail as quickly as possible. If you're in a situation where your loved one's in jail and you don't know how to get them out, or maybe they're in jail without a bond, please contact our office. We can help you get through this process of determining how to get them a bond and help you figure out the best option to bond them out of jail as quickly as possible.